Hello again. So we are in chapter 13 for business math. It's called Personnel. This is lesson 3.2, Administering Wages and Salaries. So we just went through, the hiring expenses for section 13.1. So now we're going to talk about salaries and kind of the increases that we get for salaries, things like that. So remember, as always, you should be reading the section to get the background information, understand, the terminology they're using, go through the examples so that you can see the steps there and take a look at the formulas in the book. Sometimes they do not give you everything that you need on these pages. It happens quite often. You need the book in order to understand what's happening on these worksheets. All right. So they always give us a little summary here. Your business may have a wage and a salary scale for positions in a company. The cost of living adjustment is also a raise in your salary to help you keep up with inflation, and we call that COLA, cost of living adjustment. So a lot of the time it's just called COLA, and you can actually see that down here in the table. So that's what that means when we get down there. A merit increase is a raise in your salary to reward you for a quality of your work. So it's kind of like a bonus. Is a merit increase is another way to say that. All right, so new salary. Here's our first formula they're giving us for this section. So new salary equals present salary, whatever you're making right now, plus your cost of living adjustment. Generally, it's not a super big adjustment for that one, but a little one. And then a merit increase. Again, totally depends on the company, how much a bonus increase would be. Sometimes they even have them already scheduled out based on years of service too. It's not always just a reward for quality of work. Sometimes it's about years of service. So, all right. So here's the employee salary schedule. So they just give you a table here with some information. Remember, these tables, you don't have to fill anything out on this table. It's just an information. So if for whatever reason they didn't have, say one of these was blank, maybe they just didn't have a third level for that type of employee or something along those lines. So unless it says complete the table and there's numbers on the side, showing that these are problem numbers, you don't have to fill out the tables. So I just keep throwing that one out there because it happens quite often with students. All right, so we're going to use the table and we're going to complete this table down here. So it says employee, so they give us a name just to give us kind of a reference. It's a person, which position they're in. So if they hadn't filled out the next pieces, we could fill it out for them. So we would have to either know level or either level or position, one or the other, and we could have filled this out, but they filled it out for us. So you can go to Systems Analyst, and it's level 2 for this one, so that's why 44,000 is next spot. So we could have filled this out if they'd only given us part of the information. And then they told us what the COLA was, the cost of living adjustment. And we need to calculate this out. So we simply just multiply this percentage. So cost of living, it's a percentage of your wages right now. So they're going to get a 2.8% based on what they're making. So when we multiply salary times COLA for this first one, we get 1,232 just dollars. So it's even. That's a pretty decent COLA increase, honestly. Usually they're not that high, but hey, we'll go with that one. And then a merit increase. So this is the same thing. You're also going to multiply salary by the merit increase. So you're going to multiply again, and that's going to give you how much you get here. So when we do 44,000 times 3.6%, we get 1,586 even. So sorry, those are 2 zeros, writing a little big here. So the new salary is just going to be, what did we start with? Plus our cost of living, plus our merit increase. So we just add those 3 pieces together, and that'll give us our new salary. All right, so I'm going to let you guys finish off those calculations. Again, not too crazy on this one, kind of just moving forward through the table. So same thing for number 2 and 3. Number 4, It's just a word problem with the same type of information in it. Remember, the word problem just gives us a little bit more context. It gives us a story behind the numbers instead of just, a basic table. This table gives us a little bit more information, but not a whole lot. We know it's a person and this is their job. So this one just walks through. So Keelan Manufacturing awards merit increases based on performance and uses a sliding scale for cost of living adjustments. Employees at Keelan who earn less than $18,000 receive a cost of living adjustment of 7.5%. Employees who earn $18,000 to $25,000 receive a cost of living adjustment of 6.5%. Employees who earn $25,000 or more receive a cost of living adjustment of 6.3%. Find the COLA and annual salary and new annual salary for these 5 Keelan employees. Their merit increases are given. So this was a lot of information, but it's just showing you. So one of the things they say here is a sliding scale. So what that means is it's literally, it depends on what you earn. It's going to slide back and forth based on what you earn, and that's how much you're going to get for cost of living. So if you're in this lower range, you get 7.5%. If you're in this kind of middle range, you get 6.5%. If you're in the higher range, you get 6.3%. So just, it depends on which range you fall in there. And then the merit increases are given here. They're not calculated, but the percentage is given. So if we look at this first one, I'm only going to look at this first one, and then I'm going to let you guys do the rest. So we have 18,000 for Jay Spar. That's how much he's making right now. So the merit increase, we're just going to take the 18,000 and we're going to multiply by 6%. Remember to change this to a percentage or a decimal. Always type it into your calculator as a decimal. If you just type it in a 6, you're going to get a very large number. You don't want that. You can hit 6 and then the percent sign. That's usually, I can grab my calculator real quick and show you. Is usually what the calculators look like. So I can go 6 and then I can hit this percent sign. It'll move the decimal for me. A lot of calculators have this feature. So if it doesn't, you just need to type in the 0.06. Just remember to move it over 2 decimal places. All right, so with this one, we get, oh, darn it, I didn't write it out. Oh, I'll show you another way you can do this. That's why I didn't write this out. Times 6%. So we get $1,080, and that's for his merit increase. He gets a COLA increase, so he's at 18,000. So this is less than 18,000. So he's actually going to get the next bump because he's between 18,000 and 25,000. So pay attention to the wording there. Less than 18,000 doesn't actually include 18,000. Between 18,000 and 25,000, that includes the 18,000. So he gets 6.5%. So, and depending on the students here, so if a teacher's watching this one, students may write the percentage in here, or they may write the actual amount of COLA, which would be the 18,000 times 6.5%, which equals, let's see, 18,000 times 6.5%. And we get $1,070. I'm going to make sure to type that in wrong. Times 6.5%. Yeah, okay. So here are 2 increases, and we're just going to add those together to get our new salary. So his new salary is going to be $20,250.00. Sorry, I don't have a lot of space to fit this. So you're going to add these 2 that we just calculated with his current salary. Okay, so that'll give you the new one. The other thing they also do here is they're showing you that you can add straight down. So you can say 6 plus 6.5 gets you 12.5%. You can add the 2% together and then just multiply once. So you go 18,000 times 12.5%, and we will get 12.5% times 18,000 is 2,250. So I have one number now. If I take these 2 that I calculated first, 1,080 plus 1,170, guess what I get? 2,250. There's two ways to do the same thing. You can calculate them separately, or you can add your percentages together and calculate once, because you're multiplying them by the same number. So it's kind of like distribution a little bit there. So you can just add them together, the two percentages, and multiply once instead of twice. But same math, just kind of different methods there. All right, so we're going to take a look down here at the algebra. And I'm going to let you, of course, finish the rest of this table. Not crazy calculations, just make sure you multiply out. You need to know what the merit and the COLA increase is, and then add that to the annual salary. All right, remember, algebra does not mean it's going to be harder. It just means that you're going to have to take what we just learned and apply it to this situation. A lot of the time, you're going to be given a missing piece. So you'll start with the new salary, and you're going to be missing one of these other pieces. And you're probably going to have to do some calculation to get one of those missing pieces. So Ron Fortuny received a 5.2% merit increase and a 2.75% cost of living increase after his quarterly review. His new weekly salary was $968.80. What was his weekly salary prior to the increase? All right, so we don't need to convert this to annual. It's perfectly fine. We can do this off of weekly. Sorry, too many alarms going off here. So we know what the new salary was. So we have new salary equals present salary plus cost of living plus merit. We know what to do with these two increases in the current salary, right? So we're going to take his new salary, $968.80, and that's going to equal his present salary, which it says what was his weekly salary. We don't know that. So we're going to give it a variable. And in this case, for whatever reason, I'm going to say present salary, because that's the way they use it in the equation up here. So present salary. I used X for whatever reason. You could have used P or S, or whatever you wanted to use there. So we have X plus, and now we have two percentages here, right? He received 2.5% for merit and 2.75 for cost of living. So remember, you can either add these two percentages together and then multiply by his salary, or you can do it separately. It's not going to change calculation, just depends on how you like to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it the addition way here. So we're going to add 5.2% plus 2.75%. So these are his total percentage increases. And we need to multiply these by his present salary so that we know how much the increase is. So I'm going to put X right on the end here. Remember, that means multiplication. So we want to combine these. 968.80 equals X plus, and we want to combine these. And I'm going to move the decimal over as I combine these. So 5.2 plus 2.75, and I'm just typing this into a calculator, being a little silly there. So we get 7.95. I'm going to move it over so that it's a decimal. So I get 0.0795x. Now I can just put the x with the number. There's no number. There's no reason for the parentheses anymore. So now I need to combine these two. So I get 968.80. These are like terms. That's why I need to combine them. They both have an x. So remember, if you don't see a number in front of this, that's a 1. 1x plus 0.79%. So I'm just going to add them together like this. That's a decimal, not a comma. 795x. So from here, we have one last calculation. We just need to divide both sides by this 1.0795%. That'll take us back to what his present salary was, before the increases. All right, so I'm going to let you finish that calculation off. I hope this helped, and I will see you in section 3.